Alright, we've put our bolts in here to hold this on, and so I'm just going around and finishing this off real quick with a little bit of cement. Make it look halfway decent. And I'm not going to try and prove anything to you right now, but I could literally lift this up so that thing's in there nice and firm. Alright, what I've done, I've put some tap-in screws into the two cans. So I'm just going back now, filling it with the little stove cement. That's about it. That's all we need to do. Let her set up. I don't even think I'm going to worry about smoothing this. I'm just going to keep it like that so it's nice and strong and tight. That cement will harden up real tight. What you doing to my chimney there, babe?
I'm just trying to bend the edge of the can to make a better seal around this hole. A little door here.
It's a great idea. Look at that, almost perfect. We're going to have her down there, huh? We thought we'd test it out up here before we got down at the bottom, so I just stuck a few small things in there. We're going to fire this up real hot. One of the things I have to do is burn this paint off of here, so we're going to have a really big fire in here, and I don't want to do that in the shelter. This is meant for small fires, and we'll make a few more additions, but basically you can see there, it's not looking too awful bad. Got a little door on here. The door isn't ultra tight, but it'll serve its purpose to keep any sparks from flying out in the shelter. So I'm going to get some wood in here, get a pretty good sized fire going in here, and then we're going to shut it up and see if we actually get draft out the chimney, because we don't want this draft coming out through here. Got a little door latch on here. Let's close that up. We're starting to draft. We got a lot of wind. We'll have to get a bigger fire. Alright, well here's our stove, and you can see we've got a lot of wind out here today, so we're getting a little blowback here coming down the chimney. That's okay. This chimney is going to be a lot higher. One of the things that I want to show, well, a couple things I want to show you. Number one, we got plenty of place in there to put wood. I don't know if we got a fire going there right now. Let's see. It's a little one. It'll get going further. Well, we just built a little fire in there, and it'll get going. Got a little door lock right here. Shut that door up. That door will be pretty warm once this thing gets burning hot. You can see the smoke coming out the top. I want to show you what happens, how good this flue is in here. If I shut this flue, there I've closed the flue down, you can see the smoke comes back out the front end. So that really closes that chimney down good. Stop any drafts from getting back in there during the night when I don't have this thing going. We'll open that back up, let the smoke out the top, and it should stop coming out the front there in a second. We're probably going to have to do a little more sealing around the front here. I'm going to get some kind of a gasket to go on there, probably a stove gasket, that this door will shut tight. One of the problems was the face of this was rounded, and the metal, we couldn't bend to that shape. So we'll have to either figure out some other kind of object to put on there, or else go ahead and get something to seal it up. So let me blow this fire, get it going a little bit. There we go. It's going now. You can see it going now. And that smoke's coming up the top now. Now let's see how our chimney's doing. Warm. Monster can's cold. Just warm. So we're in good shape. Close this up. A little latch there. And I think that'll serve the purpose, folks. That'll heat us up. I'm going to have a couple of rocks in front of this, so any ashes that fall out won't be any problem. The idea is to get most of the smoke out of the out of the fireplace and not in the shelter. You can see that there's hardly any smoke coming out the door, and I made a little adjustment here. I made a little latch to go on the door. That'll keep that door closed from popping open. Pretty tight seal. What we're going to do is we're going to put some of that stove rope around this seal to make that tight. You can see that the paint has burned off for the most part, and what I'm going to do up on the chimney here is when we get it into the shelter, I'm going to put a spark arrestor on top, just made out of some mesh, some wire mesh, and that'll get the job done, I think. So the next step is to burn this for a couple days, and then we'll get it down in the shelter and show you where we're at. By the way, if you notice that I changed shirts in the middle of this, I didn't really. We shot the chimney sequence a few days ago and had to wait to get the stove itself burned to get the metal cut out of there. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and we're going to stay with you on this. We're going to do some changes to it, tweak it. Once we get it tweaked to where we like it, we're going to get it down into the shelf. This is David Wendell with Bushcraft on Fire. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for your support. Have a great day, and join us again for another video.